Oscar Man 42, Oscar winner swap, take 14. I've talked about swapping out one Oscar winner for another in the same category that year. And then I discussed swapping one actor's nomination for another performance. For this video, I'm going to swap out an Oscar win for another performance for which the same actor was nominated. And this time, I'm only including winners in the supporting actor and actress categories. I'm Michael, aka Oscar Man. Let's start with an easy one.
Yes, the illusion is remarkable. And your error, Mr. Tilney, is easily forgiven. But I know something of a woman and a man's profession. Yes, by God, I do know about that. That is enough from you, Master Kent.
In her Oscar speech, even Judy Dench questioned whether she deserved to win Best Supporting Actress for 1998's Shakespeare in Love.
I feel for 8 minutes on the screen, I should only get a little bit of him.
Now, when I said this would be an easy one, I meant swapping out Judy Dench's winning performance, because almost any of her 7 other nominations would have been a better choice. So it's actually kind of difficult for me because I had to narrow the list down to a few. And this is the performance I would choose instead.
Like this? You promised to end it, why didn't you?
Because I...
What? You're in love? And the child? Do you imagine he reciprocates your soppy feelings? Oh, I dare say he's fascinated by the neurotic compulsions of a middle-class lady with marital problems. There's nothing crueler than the adolescent boy, I know them.
I don't know. There's always been something about Notes on a Scandal that I found to be such nasty fun. The 2006 film gave us the chance to watch Dench and fellow Oscar winner Cate Blanchett get down and dirty in a story that was more than scandalous. As Barbara, a repressed unmarried history teacher, Dench leads us through her treacherous web of manipulation as she befriends Sheba, a new teacher at the school, whom Barbara, well, likes. A lot. Sheba gets caught doing something she shouldn't. Barbara finds out, becomes Sheba's savior, and if you haven't seen the film, watch it. Today. Talk about a Wimbledon-style acting match.
Because I didn't help you collect your cat. You've cost me my family.
Take some responsibility. I gave you exactly what you wanted. You'd still be stuck in that marriage without me.
What?
You can't accept it yet,
You
but...
think I wanted to be here with you?
You need me. I'm your friend.
You put me in prison. I could get 2 years.
They'll fly by.
Oh, by the way, none of the nominated performances I mentioned here are necessarily those I am inferring are better than the ones who actually won. For example, Judy Dench lost Best Actress to Helen Mirren in The Queen, and I can't argue that decision. I'm just sharing my thoughts on Dench's more worthy Oscar performance. And I know some of you will agree on this one, but many will debate me on other choices, including Mrs. Brown and Philomena. And I'll be waiting for those discussions.
If anything happens to me or my family, an accident, an accusation, anything, then first your son will disappear. His body will never be found. Then your wife.
I don't think Syriana represented George Clooney's best work, for which he won Best Supporting Actor of 2005. He didn't exactly sweep the precursors that year either. Clooney went on to earn 3 more nominations for acting, all of which I enjoyed. It's difficult for me to choose, but I remember this one the most.
Well, who do you think you're protecting, Kai? She doesn't need your protection. It's over. She's gonna die.
Don't say that.
That's true. I was gonna tell you yesterday. She's never gonna wake up. You hear me? Do you understand what I'm saying? She's gone.
George Clooney moved beyond the glib, charming persona he had perfected by the time The Descendants was released in 2011. As attorney Matt King, who is faced with a tragedy which forces him to deal with his failures as a husband and father to 2 troubled daughters, Clooney's sensitive portrayal of a man coming to terms with life's unexpected turns is, I think, among his best.
So what do you have to say for yourself? You should go ahead and make a little joke. tell me that I got it all wrong. Tell me again that I'm too out of touch with my feelings and I need to go to therapy.
The Descendants was a critical and box office success, and, save for Gravity, is perhaps the best film George Clooney has done since. Clooney reportedly wanted to do The Descendants because he stated it would be the first role in which his character didn't have his act together. Other actors who were interested in the part included Robin Williams, Tom Hanks, Richard Gere, and Steve Martin. George Clooney's other acting nominations were for Michael Clayton and Up in the Air. If you had to swap out his win for Syriana, which performance would you choose and why?
Every single newspaper's been shut down or taken over by the party. Anyone even vaguely suspected of being a counter-revolutionary can be taken out and shot without a trial. Where does that end? Is any nightmare justifiable in the name of defense against counter-revolution? The dream may be dying in Russia, but I'm not.
This is difficult for me, as I have always felt that Maureen Stapleton is among a rare breed of actors incapable of giving a bad performance. And though I was thrilled that she finally won an Oscar for 1981's Reds, it is, for me, the lesser of the three other times she could have won. There's nothing wrong with her work in Reds. The role just didn't have the same substance as this one.
I didn't get that. I mean, to me, it wasn't such a big deal. One guy was a squealer, the other guy wasn't. I liked the guy that wasn't.
Well, it's a little more complex than that, don't you think?
Why? You liked the squealer? Did I miss something?
It's what made me anxious about the play. I mean, how do you figure out the right thing to do? How do you know?
How do you know? I don't know. You just know. I mean, you feel it. I mean, you just don't squeal. I don't know.
1978's Interiors remains one of my favorite Woody Allen films. It's dark, haunting at times, and let's face it, a downer. It ain't Annie Hall. And Maureen Stapleton really shined here as Pearl, the second wife of Arthur, who was previously married to Eve, played by none other than Oscar winner Geraldine Page. Pearl's entrance into the film provides a welcome relief to the audience, if not Arthur's family.
Well, you can't beat the Greek islands for sand and blue water.
And the food. I could eat lamb 6 times a day. And this one in a zuzu.
The only problem I had was nobody spoke English.
Oh, it didn't matter. Everybody understood what was important.
Did you get a chance to see any of the temples, architecture?
Oh, yes. Oh, it's so wonderful. You're steeped in history. We saw some great examples from the 5th century B.C. Remember that little island with the temple? Beautifully preserved.
To tell you the truth, I prefer the beaches.
She could sit in the sun all day.
Oh, that's enough ruins. How many ruins can you see?
Maureen Stapleton was always so adept in imbuing her characters with depth, going to places that only a skilled actress would sense beyond the written word. Now, that's not to say that Woody Allen's script was lacking in terms of character development. But Stapleton understood the assignment and wasn't afraid to let us see that Pearl was a broad, played broadly, who also had compassion and heart, both of which were much needed in the stark surroundings in which she found herself. I think this was a tour de force that could have brought her an Oscar instead of the equally wonderful Maggie Smith, who won her second award for California Suite. I know some of you would choose Stapleton's memorable turn in 1970's Airport. Now that would have been a much better choice than, Tell us which nominated performance you would swap out for Maureen Stapleton's winning one.
I know your plight.
My plight?
Am I hard to hear? 'Cause you keep repeating everything. I ain't looking for money. I never cared for it, now it ain't worth nothing. I expect to board and eat at the same table. I ain't a servant, if you get my meaning.
You're not a servant.
People's gonna have to empty their own night jars, is my point. And I don't expect to work whilst you sit around and watch, neither.
Right.
Right. Is that a yes or a no?
Cold Mountain is one of those films that really divided movie audiences and we Oscar nerds. And chief among these disagreements was the Best Supporting Actress win for Renee Zellweger, which many believed was a makeup award for not winning the previous year for this performance, which is also my choice.
Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but he doesn't care. He'll stray honey, honey of mine.
In the long-awaited film adaptation of the hit Broadway musical, Chicago was hugely successful in 2002, winning 6 Oscars, including Best Picture. Now, when I first learned of the casting, I raised more than an eyebrow. Richard Gere, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Renee Zellweger, in a musical? To say that I was pleasantly surprised is an understatement. All were excellent, beyond my expectations, and Zellweger was more than up to the challenge of Roxy Hart, one half of a duo whose crimes become the source of their fame and fortune.
You can like the life you're living. You can live the life you like. You can even marry Harry, but mess around with Ike.
When she won the SAG Award for Best Actress in Chicago, I was certain Renee Zellweger would repeat at the Oscars. She lost to Nicole Kidman in The Hours. And while I don't disagree with the opinion that Cold Mountain was a make-up Oscar, I need to point out that Zellweger swept the precursors for her performance in the 2003 film. That said, I found her thoroughly entertaining in Chicago, a role that was coveted by Charlize Theron, Melanie Griffith, and Madonna, among others. Renee Zellweger's additional nominated performance was for 2001's Bridget Jones' Diary, and she won a second Oscar for lead actress for 2019's Judy. And I know some of you would like to swap that one out too. What do you think? Cold Mountain or Chicago or...
Oh, the atomic bomb. He wanted to be the man who moved the earth. He talks about putting the nuclear genie back in the bottle. Well, I'm here to tell you that I know J. Robert Oppenheimer, and if he could do it all over, he'd do it all the same. You know he's never once said that he regrets Hiroshima? He'd do it all over.
Another actor who I'm happy that he became an Oscar winner is Robert Downey Jr. Adept at both comedy and drama, Downey Jr. won Best Supporting Actor for 2023's Oppenheimer. But of his 2 Oscar-nominated performances, I'd go with this one. "1992's Chaplin was neither successful with critics or audiences. The film was labeled a box office bomb, despite the praise for Robert Downey Jr.'s performance. Made during a turbulent time in the actor's life, the biopic of legendary filmmaker Charlie Chaplin brought the actor much-needed confidence, and though he lost to Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman, I know. Downey Jr.'s excellent performance was the result of both research and hard work he put into perfecting his performance of an icon.
Crew, look jealous. Jealous. You can do better than that, can't you? Right. Yeah, Mabel. Yeah, give the tramp the eye. That's right. Yeah. Matron, you're real hoity-toity. Who is this bomb? Good, very good.
In his preparation for the role, Robert Downey Jr. learned to play the violin as well as tennis with his left hand. During his appearance on Inside the Actor's Studio, the actor recalled that after watching all of Charlie Chaplin's films, quote, "They scared the hell out of me," unquote. Downey Jr. worked with a coach to help him learn Chaplin's posture and mannerisms. He also visited the Museum of the Moving Image in London, where he persuaded the staff to let him try on one of Chaplin's little tramp suits and boots. I mean, come on, the guy did his homework. The studio, Universal, wanted a bigger name such as Dustin Hoffman or Billy Crystal, but director Richard Attenborough insisted on Downey Jr. Oscar winner Kevin Kline reportedly turned down the role. Now, I know there are many Oscar nerds who would have opted for Robert Downey Jr.'s supporting actor nomination for his comedic performance in 2008's Tropic Thunder. So tell me, The Little Tramp or Kirk Lazarus?
Take up my time because my time is important.
Right. I didn't know what...
You want to stick to hair? Let's stick to
Hey, wait a minute. Don't do that with the bleach. Have Mary do it.
Have Mary do what? I mean, you have no respect for me.
I have no respect?
You can't distinguish between me and one of your goddamn Hollywood lovers.
What?
Lee Grant should have an Oscar. She can be very funny, and she can play very serious roles too. The actress went to hell and back throughout her life. More on that in a bit. But I still cannot understand her win as Best Supporting Actress for 1975's Shampoo. The potential was there, but she wasn't given enough to warrant the award. She had 3 much better performances from which to choose, and I'm going to go with the one that is perhaps the least known.
Well, I think sometimes the way you look at me when I bare my inner guts in this house, you think I'm off my rocker.
I don't think any such modern thing as that. Why don't you take up the banjo, write folk songs, something you can do in your room? Get a bath, get yourself together, and wash everywhere. Oh, your sister has invited Peter Coots for dinner tonight, and we're dressing. Your brother and his wife. What's her name? They're coming in from Westport.
Peter who?
Peter Coots. You know Peter Coots.
Oh, the Peter Coots, of course.
Oh, don't get smart. Get dressed, huh? And comb your hair.
In the 1970 comedy The Landlord, Lee Grant's character of Joyce was a precursor to Felicia, her role in Shampoo. As an uptight, wealthy mother who tries to understand the reasoning behind her son's purchase of an inner-city tenement in Brooklyn, Joyce learns about herself after encountering Marge, one of the building's residents, played by Pearl Bailey.
I was very popular when I was young. And all the young men were so attractive. Oh. Oh, God. And my husband.
No.
I can't remember which one I married.
The Landlord told a topical story that was perfect for the new era of filmmaking beginning in the 1970s. Unfortunately, what was expected to be provocative material in depicting black and white relationships in an urban setting failed at the box office, despite receiving positive reviews. Lee Grant's nomination was the only one representing the film, and of her 4 nominated performances is the one she has the most screen time, the others being her film debut in Detective Story and Voyage of the Damned, which I almost chose instead. Lee Grant's nomination for The Landlord, which she lost to Helen Hayes in Airport, was likely a vindication for her. The victim of the blacklist in the 1950s because her husband was named by the House Un-American Activities Committee, Lee Grant's promising film career was destroyed. She worked in a few minor films along with some television shows, mostly appearing on the stage, until her return in 1967's Best Picture winner In the Heat of the Night. Grant worked steadily throughout the 1970s, where she also began her career as a director, including the Oscar-winning documentary Down and Out in America. Winner of 2 Emmys, the Cannes Film Festival Award for Best Actress, and the Directors Guild Award, Lee Grant's roller coaster life and career certainly makes her a survivor. She turned 100 years old this year.
When I paint a pheasant in the field, I want to feel the sun pouring into him like it does in the corn.
Is that what you think you're doing when you overload your brush? When you slap paint on like putty? When you make your trees ride like snakes and your sun explode all over the canvas? With all your talk and motion, what I see when I look at your work is just that you paint too fast. You look too fast.
Whatever you say, Brigadier.
Anthony Quinn won his second Best Supporting Actor Oscar for 1956's Lust for Life. His brief but strong performance was considered a surprising win, but I would swap out this one for his iconic performance in another film.
Damn it, boss. I like you too much not to say it. You've got everything, except one thing. Madness. A man needs a little madness, or else...
Or else?
He never dares cut the rope and be free.
1964's Zorba the Greek was perhaps Anthony Quinn's most popular film and his most famous role. Though featuring light comedic moments, the film also included some heavily dramatic scenes in what was considered a life-affirming story of a man's defiance of the cruelties and disappointments he encounters.
Boss. Yes, boss. Listen, you go, you knock. You say, I have come for my umbrella. She would say, please come in.
No.
Boss, don't make me mad.
I don't want any trouble.
Boss, life is trouble. Only death is not. To be alive is to undo your belt and look for trouble. Well?
In a role reportedly turned down by Burt Lancaster and Burl Ives, Anthony Quinn frequently clashed with director Michael Koukianis, who felt the actor's performance was too over the top. The original cut of the film was over 3 hours, but was pared down to 2.5 hours, which many still felt was too long. However, that didn't hinder its success with critics and audiences who enjoyed the film's location, shot on the Greek island of Crete. Anthony Quinn's iconic scene of Zorba dancing the Sirtaki at the film's conclusion became legendary, and one for which I think the actor will be forever known. Quinn received a second Best Actor nomination for this performance. His first was for Wild as the Wind, but he lost to Rex Harrison in My Fair Lady. Zorba the Greek is filled with vivid, exciting scenes, interspersed with moments of brutality, humor, and pathos. In his performance as a character larger than life, primitive yet wise, both savage and tender, Anthony Quinn cemented his status as a leading man, which continued in the next 4 decades. What did you think of his performance in Zorba the Greek? Before I conclude with one more Oscar swap, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you're a member of the channel, I appreciate that you return each week and also cast your votes in the daily polls. If you're a new viewer, welcome to our wonderful community of Oscar nerds. It would be awesome if you like, comment on, and or share this video with others who love the Oscars.
Difficulty. I was born backwards. That is why I work in Africa as missionary, teaching little brown babies more backward than myself.
Ingrid. 7 career nominations and 3 wins. 2 of them for the wrong performance. And one of those was 1974's Best Supporting Actress in Murder on the Orient Express. And while I also didn't understand why the Academy felt it necessary to once again apologize for the industry's earlier treatment of you because it didn't approve of your personal life, I do feel that you gave one of your finest performances a few years later.
Ibland när jag ligger vaken om nätterna så undrar jag om jag överhuvudtaget har levat. Och då undrar jag också om det på samma sätt för alla människor. Eller om somliga människor har mer begåvning för att leva än andra.
Autumn Sonata became Ingrid Bergman's final film in a career which spanned 4 decades. The 1978 drama, directed by Ingmar Bergman and co-starring Oscar nominee Liv Ullmann, focused on the painful reunion of mother and daughter, who had been estranged for 7 years.
Du sa hela tiden att du älskade mig, pappa och Elena. Och du behärskade kärlekens tonfall och gester. Människor som du är livsfarliga. Vi borde spärras in och oskadliggöras.
The film, like the previously mentioned Notes on a Scandal, featured a supremely talented acting duo, perfectly matched, in a familiar story highlighted by its 2 leading ladies. In Autumn Sonata, Ingrid Bergman was Charlotte, a pianist, as, coincidentally, was her character in her first American film, Intermezzo. In addition to her Best Actress Oscar wins for Gaslight and Anastasia, Bergman's other nominated performances were in For Whom the Bell Tolls, The Bells of St. Mary's, and Joan of Arc, all earned in the 1940s, her most popular decade. when an extramarital scandal hit the fan. The actress's career took a stumble in the 1950s until her comeback in Anastasia. Bergman's return was well received, and she continued working in film and television, the latter bringing her an Emmy Award for her portrayal of Golda Meir. Though Ingrid Bergman lost on her final nomination to Jane Fonda in Coming Home, it would have been fitting had she become the first actress to win 4 Oscars. Nonetheless, her legacy of performances in film, television, on the stage, and on radio will continue to live on. Now, please let us know your choices in this version of the Oscar swap game and why you agree or disagree with my choices. It's always fun to talk about alternate Oscar wins and nominations, and your knowledge and insights never fail to enlighten me. And until we meet again, here's a memorable moment from a lady I've discussed.
I want to thank Troy, New York, and my children, my family, my friends, and everybody I ever met in my entire life.